All right, guys. So welcome back. Welcome back. We have yet another phenomenal guest here in the building. Rather, we are at on the Woken Business Podcast. Why am I tongue twisted today? Look, let me try this again. Welcome back, everybody. It is your girl, Miss Cat of the Woke Money Movement. I have yet another phenomenal guest here on our podcast, the Woke in Business podcast. How you feeling tonight? You good?
I'm good. I'm
You
feeling
good?
good.
Okay. Well, look, I'm gonna help you feel a little bit better. Okay. So tonight, we always start the show off with our Woke Money wine. This wine is all natural, gluten free, and vegan. I'll be feeling like I'm all natural, gluten free. Look at vegan. Look, but shout out to Signature Sips, who crafts the wine for us. We thank her so much for giving us this liquid gold. So I'm gonna share some with you tonight. You good with that? Look, look. Don't ask you for a review. I can't get a review. Look, okay. I won't ask you for a review. But while I pour, as per my custom, while I pour the wine, what I would like for you to do is just introduce yourself to everybody who is watching and listening.
Okay. So my name is Benny Price. I'm the CEO and founder of One Church, One Soul Ministry, and founder of Big Mama Safe House in San Antonio, Texas.
Okay, okay. Big Mama Safe House. Tell us a little bit about that. And Big Mama Safe, like how did we come up with that name?
Um, Big Mama's my late grandmother, Evelyn Big Mama Price.
Okay.
And short story, I was given a vision um, about the work that God wanted me to do, um, to build a holy house, rebuild and repair the holy fence. And with that, the vision of my grandmother's face kept coming up. So it was like it was fitting for us to name the Big Mama because in our culture, when you say Big Mama, you always smile.
Yeah, that's
Because you know
fact.
you're going to get something good, whether it's the hard truth or it's the soft truth, but you're always going to get the truth.
Gotcha, gotcha. So with Big Mama Safe House, what services do you guys kind of provide?
Initially at the house, we have what we call emergency housing shelter for domestic violence and gun violence victims.
Mm,
And then that's just a platform of which we spring all other resources out. We call them wraparound services.
okay.
And so, but the main thing that we're trying to do is we're trying to reduce the gun violence in San Antonio with our Black and Brown youth with community violence intervention and prevention.
Gotcha. So and I hear that you're one of the big advocates, of that. Is it because something has happened in the past that like made you decide to be a part of this, or is it what like brought you into that advocacy? And you look, we're gonna keep it real. I see that smile on your face.
Um,
Look, let's talk about it.
so I have with somewhat of a long story, and so I just like to break it down in short stories.
Okay.
The short story is, um, as a youth, um, I was a wayward child, meaning that I was a wayward child with violence. I was one of the young guys that was violent early,
Mm,
um, and so I don't know why, I just went towards the violence. But I went towards the violence. I was a very violent young man, and then I went to prison when I was 18, um, and had almost 100 years sentenced to prison.
wow, 100 years.
Yeah.
Jesus. And so, but you say you didn't know why. So do you think that maybe was part of the environment that you was raised in? Do you think maybe, because sometimes they say that, if you're lacking resources, if you're lacking, something, it kind of show out in a different way. So do you think, maybe that was, some of the issue back in the day or?
Um, so, growing up in the projects, we all gravitated towards something,
Mm,
right? And we know there was a bunch of looking back, we know it was a bunch of negativity in the projects, right? And so, but we all gravitated towards something. I don't have an answer of why I gravitated towards the violence because everybody did it.
Okay,
You know what
I
I mean?
got you.
Um, and still to this day, I don't know, you know, why I gravitated towards the violence, but I did. Um, and I loved it at the time, being a young, dumb, blind kid, just like everybody that gravitated towards what they gravitated towards. They gravitated towards stealing cars or selling drugs. They loved it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and for some reason, by the age of 16, I took a young man's life. Um, and by the age of 18, I was off to prison, and I didn't get out till 23 years later.
Jesus. So, from then till now, obviously there's a total 360. You know what I mean? So what has changed in your life to make you want to not only obviously change your life around, but then inspire other people to stop the violence?
I think the biggest misconception that people have when they speak, you change your life around. I
Mm,
didn't change my life around.
okay.
Um, I would have kept doing what I was doing if it was up to me, right?
Gotcha.
Even in prison, I was stuck. I was in the darkness, so I wasn't worried about coming home. But God um, seen different and wanted different and made something different happen for me. And so what I do today is only because of God.
Okay. 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 So you said what you do today. So break it down for those that are listening and watching, like, because you're here for a reason, right? You're here because you have purpose. You're doing great things. So for those that don't know you, right? And don't know, what you have going on, tell them like what you said, because of God, what have God called you, and what have you been doing like actively in the community?
So in 2012, I had a God experience in prison. I like to say I was at the top of the poop hill. I was loving it. But God came by my cell, and it was like my day of salvation. And He told me to come, and so I said yes. Didn't know what that was going to look like, but He began to build me up from that day forward into what He wanted me to do.
Mm.
And I was really pretty obedient. I like to say that I remember when we was kids and we used to hear the saying people was Jesus drunk,
Gotcha.
right? We used to make fun of it, but then that's probably the best thing that ever happened to me because I was able to learn uh, the ways and things of God. And so that 2012 experience led me into a growth period. And then I got out in 2016. So from 2012 to 2016, He built me up and then he released me. And before He released me, He gave me a vision of I'm going to send you back to that community that you came from, that used to tear down, and terrorize, but we want to build it back up. And you want to tell them the truth. So now we know the truth. And now we don't have a young mind, we have a mature mind.
For sure.
And so when people say about the kids have decisions to make, what kind of decision do you think a child's going to make when he's asked to make an adult decision?
Yep.
He's probably going to make a bad decision.
For sure.
And so that's what happened with I'm going to say all of my friends. We made bad decisions, some worse than others, but that was my path.
Gotcha.
And so what I do now is I'm what they call a community violence interrupter, intervention and prevention. And I'm trying to go back into these communities and reduce the gun violence. I'm trying to get, high risk, what they call the shooters, and try to give them a resource or a way out. Sometimes it's just simply like mediating. Sometimes it's like talking them down on different beefs. What I did learn, also was that everything doesn't deserve a death certificate, right? But a lot of times in this culture now, it's like every time you get into with somebody,
It's like,
it's
yeah,
a death certificate.
gotcha.
Everything does not deserve a death certificate. And when you have wars and you have beef and you have an enemy, and you think that you go kill this enemy, you don't know what you're doing because you're creating a whole nother enemy.
Got you. Got you. And then I'm sure once you kill that person, then it's their family, it's their crew, that whatever. So it just opens up a can of worms. And this is for those that are listening and watching, man. This is powerful. because like you go to active shoot. This ain't like somebody that's just talking noise, right? These are real, like live, like I will kill you if you don't get out my face type, So is there any type of fear, or you just like, God told me to do it, so I'm on it? Like, I guess.
If with there's not enough fear to keep me from doing what I'm doing. There's fear for me to be wise in what I'm
Mm,
doing, and knowing that some things you cannot help,
got
right?
you.
But you help where you can help at. I do put my life on the line, but again, it's not my life anymore. It's the
Mm,
life of Christ. So it's like my blessings and my rewards is really not here on this earth per
I
se.
love it.
Even though you do
I got you.
enjoy this world, but the work we do is important. And I want to say that we need more of the parents, whether you're a mother, whether you're a father, whether you're an aunt, whether you're a sister, whether you're a brother. Like we really need you to come on board and start sending these kids in the right direction early,
Yes.
because we know that once they start going down the wrong direction, especially at a certain age, or when they get that gun in their hand,
It's too late.
I'm not saying it's too late,
But
but it's I don't want them to have to experience what me and my friends and my coach experienced
yeah,
uh, before they learn,
got you.
because a lot of us didn't make it through.
Got you. Got you. Well, I think that you are doing, phenomenal work. And I know that it might be hard sometimes, not to revert back, or you in those situations, but I think that's just a high level of strength, to be able to go back to the community and, do your part to clean it up, so do you see that the work that you guys are doing, do you find it like really helping the community, or, you know, with the efforts that you guys are putting in?
Yes, it's working. It's very impactful. We just need more. We need more help. We
Mm-hmm.
need more funding. And also we need more of the public to be educated about community violence interrupters, meaning that we're credible messengers. So we're
Mm,
the people that are from these communities, right? A lot of us were, ex shooters, as you want to say. A lot of us was ex dope boys, but we're credible. We're not the guys that were snitches. We wasn't rats. What I'm saying? We wasn't punks. We was able to live that life, go to prison. A lot of us, stand on our 10, come home, and we was able to live long enough to do something different.
got you.
Our kids now, a lot of don't get to live long enough to do something different because they off to prison or
Mm.
they off to early grave.
Got you. Got you. So you guys heard it here first. I think the thing is that people always like, how can I help? What can I do? How can I impact the community? This, that, and the third. Well, you have, a man here that's saying, hey, like, we trying to help y'all youth. We trying to help, the community, and like, really make an impact. And, so for those that want to get involved, how can they get involved? What is it, only in San Antonio, or how do we get connected and, be more active in what you have going on?
So here in Houston, you have two different sites that you can get involved with. Community violence interrupters. Here in San Antonio, you have two. You have Big Mama Safe House, the great team, and you have Stand Up SA. But with the really way how you get involved is getting involved with the children.
Mm,
Figure out how you can send them in the best direction, because the world has changed. The world is not the same no more. So we have to raise these kids differently, and we have to be more active in their lives early on.
facts.
And also the education about what gun violence does. I don't know if you're aware of gun violence is the number one cause of death while we're young.
Jesus.
Now, why why is not the world in uproar about our children dying? So it leads me to believe that somebody wanted this away.
Got you. Got you. And
I
so
don't.
exactly. And I was gonna say, so somebody, but it ain't us. So we have to do our part to make sure that we, stand in the gap and get those resources. So do you think, just because, with us, especially with the woke money movement, our thing is financial literacy, and educating in that regard. Do you think more financial literacy will help some of this? Like, and I say that because, you know, I know a lot of times things may happen because they feel like I don't have no other way. I gotta go rob. I gotta go this, that, and the third. So do you think that having more financial literacy would also be a good partnership with that as well? Or is it, or with you being on the front line, do you see something different?
No, I think financial literacy is very important because it's one of the root causes of why we have what we call crime, what we have gun violence, what we have poverty. So if we was able to lift up the families
Mm,
financially, right, then we would put them in a better position. If you take like affluent neighborhoods, you say, what's the difference from the affluent neighborhoods from the poverty neighborhoods, right? It's the money,
hmm.
right? Because the
Yep.
money brings opportunities, right?
Facts.
And opportunities bring what? All kinds of success. So
Exactly.
if you was able to uplift the families financially, meaning like understanding their credit, because in our culture we use our kids when we on the phone,
Yep.
some funny shit, and by the time the kids get of age, it's like their credit is all messed up. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So we have to know the importance of financial literacy, and I think that it has to play a very very big role. It's one of the root causes. It's
Yes.
probably the number one cause of why
Wow.
we in the state that we're in,
Wow.
but
Okay.
it's not taught in school.
Gotcha. Gotcha. So I just want to make sure that I'm hearing you correctly because, again, you're on the front line. You're out there talking, to the people, you know, communicating with these. So I just want to hear you correctly. You saying that a lot of this stems from financial literacy, the lack of financial literacy, because if we were given those same resources, those same opportunities, like you said, then a lot of times you don't have to resort to that because you already got what you need in essence, right? Is that fair to say?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
And you have to. Can you define financial literacy for the people?
Oh, so look, he done flipped the script. He done changed. Look, so for me, being the founder of the woke money movement, right? Because a lot of people like, why you use the word woke, but for me, being financially literate is comprehension. Because my thing is I can tell you, just like we had another guest, the last episode, and she was giving all this knowledge and stuff. But if you're not financially literate or you're not awake and aware to receive that information, it just falls on follow ground. So for me, being financially literate is being aware and being able to comprehend and receive, the information. You have a different
No, no,
connotation?
no, 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 no,
Oh, oh,
no, 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 no. You the expert. You the expert.
no, so this is the thing. This is the thing for me. A lot of times when, you say that you're in tax prep or bring in resources and this, that, and the third, I'm just the messenger. I'm the middleman. You know what I'm saying? So what happens is because I'm on the front line with my people say, hey, Kat, we trying to get a house. We trying to get our credit right. We trying to do this. We trying to do that. I say, you know what? Let me get with this person, let me get with that person. So at the end of the day, for me, and I'm glad that you mentioned that because that makes a valid point. With woke money, we're just the what you would consider the plug. You need something, you let us know and we'll go find the resource for you. So I ain't no expert. I just want to make sure that my people stop perishing because of the lack of knowledge. And, it just goes to show that we need to do more because it goes deeper than just people. It goes deeper than me just buying a house or me just doing something for myself. Because now, based on what you're saying, that could be somebody's life.
Yes.
That could literally be somebody's life on the line just because they felt like they don't have the right opportunity, so now they got to go take something.
And I have a real life experience just in the last couple of days.
Wow.
What you're talking about, how important being financially stable and understanding the financial literacy is part of it. I have a young man, just 18 years old, got his first job, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was able to go to work with him for 2 days. I signed up for the job
Okay.
so I can go to work with him because I want to make sure that um, that he was sheltered, you know, for a few days. Um, and remember, you know, the first of the month, the rent gonna be have to, you know.
Yeah.
And so now, you know, he's you put him in a better position, right? To
Yeah.
not have to argue with his household about
Yes.
him not
Yep.
bringing nothing to the
Yep.
table, or argue with his household about him having to do other things to bring money
Mm,
to the table.
got
So
you.
you see how important teaching financial literacy is.
Got you.
That's important. So it keeps you. It's like I say, it's probably the number one root of why our people in on condition to what they in.
Wow. Wow. And this is crazy because I'm not saying that like what woke money does, or just being in that financial space with the taxes and things of that nature, like you just go because you just doing what you think you should do. But like being here with you just makes me really understand that this is bigger than just me. It's bigger than woke money. Like it's life. It's people's life on the line. Because like you said, you went with him for a couple of days, but you realize, man, him going to work now, I don't got to argue with whomever. I don't have to go rob. I don't have to go sell drugs. I can do something that's right. So we definitely got to do more and be more, for our people. So I appreciate, what you're doing and your initiative, because we need this more than ever. And we need this more than ever. So is there anything else that you're working on, or
Yeah, I was wondering what woke money had coming up. And,
I'm mad how I'm mad how he's flipping the script on me, but I love it. I love it.
what we got coming up here?
So yes, thank you for my great segment. Look, so as you guys know, Woke Money is hosting a financial literacy conference, which is it's so important to me because I think, like I said, we perish due to the lack of knowledge. It's a lot of folks that always say, oh, nobody ain't teaching a game, ain't nobody trying to show us nothing, this, that, and the third. So I'm like, okay, let's put something together, right? So at the end of the day, June 8th at NRG here in Houston, Texas, we are hosting the Woke Money Conference. And this year's theme is the revival of riches, because I think that our money is sleep, we sleep, everybody just sleep, and we all need to wake up. Okay. So for this particular conference, we're going to have more hands-on workshops where people can learn directly from, people that are out there, regular everyday people. So, one thing that one of our guests said previously when she came to the conference, she said she really appreciated that it was people that looked just like her, earning 6-7 figures and wasn't holding back, right? They was showing her straight up and down how to go do this, how to go to do that. So if you want to start a tax business, if you want to learn how to do nails, if you want to, this, that, and the third, we're going to bring all those resources. If you want to learn how to retire, how to get your credit right, this conference is going to be all those things, right? That you've been trying to figure out, that you've been trying to Google, that you've been trying to whatever. You can come to this conference and get that information. But most importantly, we will be honoring some movers and shakers in the community. Okay. So we do have the Woke Money Awards, and that's why we have Mr. Price here today, because he is going to be a recipient of one of those Woke Money Awards. Because I think that with everything in me, I just want to say, like, what you are doing is so great. And we want to show just some honor to you for what you putting your life on the line to help your community. So thank you for mentioning that. So, is there anything that you want to say about the conference? Anything that you're looking forward to?
I'm looking for my consultation today for taxes.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to really the opportunity to see what's available
Yes.
in the financial world that's near us, that we can really grab something we can grab a hold to and can be really impactful in our lives. Also making those things available to the community, like,
For sure.
because we really need it. Like, the World Conference, when I was asked to be a part of it, I was like, oh, let me hear. Because again, remember, I know how important
Yes.
that facet of our life is. And
Yes.
anytime we can lift that up, I think we should do it. And I want to invite all y'all to come out
Yes.
to Woke Money Conference. And if you need
And
tickets,
yes, we do have the tickets on the website, but hold on. But we will also, so one this year, what we also going to do is we're going to get the advocacy in there. So I know we're going to be bringing in some of, can you tell us a little bit about the advocacy part, like bringing in some of those resources? Because I think, like, honestly, like you said, it's not enough. We don't know that this stuff is going on. We're not on the front line. So I know that you and your team are going to bring some of those resources. So what can they look forward to in regards to that?
so you can look forward to the education on community violence intervention, what that looks like. We're going to invite some of the team members out from the Houston area as well, so you can be familiar with them. And we're going to invite our national partners out, our advocacies, showing how you can get involved, um, to make sure that Houston and Harris County is doing everything they can to reduce the gun violence in Harris County, because it's a lot that they can do.
Got you.
Right, and it's up to you to be a part of that. In San Antonio on the 20th, if you're in San Antonio, we'll be in Bexar County Commissioner's Court. If you want to come out and support us, just stand with us and say, hey, we believe what Big Mama Safe House is doing to try to reduce the gun violence in San Antonio, and come out and stand. And also, if you have been impacted by gun violence and you want to speak, they give you 3 minutes to speak as well. So
Awesome.
that'll be on the 20th at 9 o'clock at Bexar County Commissioner's Court.
Okay. So y'all heard it here first. I'm just so grateful. So thank you so much for taking out your time to come grace this platform and just giving us more awareness of about what's going on and in the community, because again, we're not on the front lines, but I'm just happy to be a part of the solution, and more a part of it than what I really thought. I didn't know, quite frankly, that the financial literacy piece was just so important to what you have going on. So you guys definitely, if you're listening in, or if you're watching us, y'all need to be at this conference. Like, this, as you see, this is life changing in more ways than one. Okay, so wokemoney.org, wokemoney.org. You can find all the details about the conference right there on the website. But before we go, is there any last final thoughts, anything that you want to tell the folks before we tune out tonight?
Because I know how important financial literacy is. Big Mama Safe House will be sponsoring at least, let's say, one family.
Okay.
We'll pay for one family tickets to the conference as well.
See, that's what you see what I'm talking
So
about.
Look, you can hit me up on Big Mama Safe House, or you can Facebook Benny Price. You go to our website, bigmshouse.com. Instagram, Big Mama Safe House, TikTok, Big Mama Safe House.
Okay,
So,
look,
the first family, that hits me up, we're gonna sponsor that family, because we really know how important financial literacy is.
and we appreciate that. So y'all heard it here first. Big Mama Safe House. He said get with him and he'll sponsor a family so you guys can come to the conference and get what you need. So just because we kind of rattled it off, I want to be very clear. It's just Big Mama Safe House, Facebook,
Instagram, Twitter, TikTok.
Okay. So everything is big.
Google Big Mama Safe House.
He said Google him. Yeah. Okay. Big Mama Safe House, y'all. So again, I just want to thank you so much for joining us this evening. We obviously are going to stay connected. And if there's any resources that you need that we can go pull, and if you need us, we are here for you. But keep up the great work. We look forward to honoring you on June the 8th at NRG at the Woke Money Conference. And we're going to keep it going.
Thank you for the invite, and we look forward to continuing working with you.
Thank you so much. So guys, that is the end of this show. And I want to thank you guys so much for staying connected with us, staying tuned in. So you can find us every single Monday at 8:30 Central Standard Time We go live on GMT Radio. We rebroadcast. Shout out to Flume TV. Shout out to my guy, Ryan, who, he's on the background, but, he's always by my side. So shout out to my team. If you want to stay connected with Woke Money, so a lot of you guys are tuning in, but I don't see y'all following us. So I want to make sure that y'all understand that y'all can go to Woke Money Movement on Instagram, the Woke Money Movement on Facebook. Make sure you're following us so you can stay connected about, with what's going on. And you can visit our website, wokemoney.org, to get more information on the conference, how to get the wine. Speaking of the wine, next Wednesday, we are hosting our Wine Down Wednesday event at the Quad from 7 to 9. So if you have not tried our wine and you want to taste the wine, then you can meet us at the Wine Down Wednesday next Wednesday from 7 to 9 at the Quad. But guys, I appreciate you guys tuning in. I appreciate the support. I appreciate you guys sharing us and staying connected. And we will see you guys next week at 8:30.